Chapter 1: The Vulnerability of the Surface Crust. Modern sovereign geography operates on a critical, unrecognized structural boundary. We call it the surface of the Earth, an increasingly transparent and volatile geopolitical trap. Every public nation-state, commercial trade route, and central database operates on this exposed plane. Every high-net-worth individual and local asset remains permanently mapped under persistent satellite tracking arrays, and every physical structure on the surface is vulnerable to orbital surveillance, regional conflicts, and grid failures. We assumed this surface-bound civilization was the only viable habitat for human progress and capital accumulation, guaranteed indefinitely by international treaties, geographic boundaries, and national military umbrellas. But behind closed geological and deep-boring research facilities, the 0.1% see systemic fragility. They see a surface world heading toward extreme climate instability, technological surveillance, and political warfare. They realize that remaining on the surface means sharing the collective collapse of a fragile public grid. The elites are refusing to allow their multi-generational legacies to be destroyed by terrestrial crises. They are actively preparing for their complete, irreversible geological secession from the surface era. By drilling massive, unmapped private sanctuaries deep into the Earth's solid crystalline bedrock, they are converting their volatile fiat fortunes into ultra-resilient, physical sub-crustal infrastructure, establishing autonomous lithic enclaves miles beneath the reach of state surveillance and military strikes. This is the official rise of the Lithospheric Secession, the deepest isolation of absolute capital, where deep earth geology is no longer just a source of raw minerals, but an exclusive sovereign territory. Those who control the deep rock caverns will dictate the terms of ultimate civilizational continuity. The horizontal boundaries of the modern nation-state are being rendered completely obsolete, replaced by an unyielding, vertical matrix of private, subterranean thermodynamic fortresses. The exit of absolute wealth is silent, downward, and completely protected by miles of solid stone. Chapter 2: Sub-Crustal Thermodynamics and Geothermal Loops. To sustain a fully operational sovereign civilization deep underground, the enclave requires energetic independence, the ultimate power loop capable of running high-density infrastructure across multiple generations. Traditional surface-bound energy grids, solar fields, and wind turbines are dismissed as fragile toys. They are highly vulnerable to atmospheric changes, physical sabotage, and state-controlled rationing protocols. Today, those vulnerable surface networks are being completely bypassed by the geological elite. They are utilizing the massive, inexhaustible thermal energy radiating directly from the planet's mantle by drilling ultra-deep coaxial, closed-loop geothermal wells directly into the molten hot dry rock formations. These private power systems require zero external refueling pipelines and zero surface maintenance logistics, providing uninterrupted megawatts of clean electricity to run automated biospheres and data mainframes for centuries. Specialized titanium heat exchangers harvest high-pressure, superheated steam miles beneath the crystalline shield, powering giant, silent steam turbines sealed inside seismically isolated basalt vaults. The internal power grid of this sub-crustal fortress does not connect to any municipal transmission lines. It is dedicated entirely to the physical preservation and survival of the enclosed dynastic community. When surface cities suffer under mandatory carbon quotas, state rationing, and grid collapses, these deep lithic enclaves remain perfectly, brilliantly powered by the thermodynamic core of the Earth. By establishing absolute control over their own localized energy generation, the elite escape national laws. They build an unassailable physical moat that no domestic regulatory agency can ever monitor or tax. The private deep earth reactor becomes the beating, geothermal heart of the sovereign fiefdom, maintaining complete energy continuity through nuclear winter, magnetic shifts, and surface wars. Chapter 3: Lithic Isolation and Electromagnetic Dampening. Physical protection deep beneath the surface. is fundamentally complete only with electromagnetic sovereignty, an absolute defense barrier that blocks every external electronic signal, transmission, and tracking wave. The surface of the Earth is saturated with high-altitude electromagnetic interference, state radars, and wireless surveillance, leaving no digital asset or computational system safe from remote cyber warfare and high-altitude EMP weapons. To eliminate this operational risk, the 0.1% utilize the natural shielding of solid rock. By carving their command centers inside dense, seismically stable granite and basalt shields, miles of solid geological formations act as a natural, impenetrable Faraday cage for their technology, absorbing all electromagnetic pulses, cosmic radiation, and satellite tracking signals. Inside these deep lithic vaults, quantum computing arrays operate with absolute computational privacy, unmapped, untraceable, and completely disconnected from the public surface-level internet. Advanced biometric storage facilities house the digitized intellectual and financial assets of the dynasty, protected by heavy, explosion-proof titanium bulkheads sealed against all external chemical and biological hazards. The air and water inside are continuously recycled and purified through closed-loop molecular filtration systems, ensuring no toxic surface contamination or weaponized pathogens can ever breach the sub-crustal boundaries. The system autonomously monitors the structural integrity of the surrounding bedrock using acoustic sensors, detecting any potential seismic, shifting, or unauthorized external drilling operations instantly. The entire technological infrastructure of the enclave becomes an immortal, silent fortress, where absolute data privacy and physical survival are guaranteed by the laws of geology. Chapter 4: The Closed-Loop Biosphere and Sub-Lithic Autonomy. To maintain absolute isolation across centuries, the sub-crustal enclave requires biological self-sufficiency, the automated production of clean water, oxygen, and high-density nutrients within the secure perimeter. Yet traditional food systems and agricultural chains are deeply dependent on fragile surface conditions, vulnerable to regional droughts, topsoil degradation, and state-controlled distribution channels. To eliminate this biological vulnerability, the elite are building highly automated subterranean biospheres. These sealed agricultural complexes employ high-intensity, vertical hydroponic and aeroponic systems, illuminated by high-efficiency LED arrays calibrated to optimal plant growth spectrums, powered continuously by the silent, off-grid geothermal generators. Robotic arms and automated sensors manage the nutrient delivery and harvest schedules without human labor, producing organic crops, medical plants, and protein sources under sterile, clinically clean conditions. Deep well filtration systems tap into ancient, unpolluted aquifers, buried miles beneath the water table, extracting pristine prehistoric water that has remained untouched by industrial pollution or microplastics. This water is continuously recycled, leaving zero waste and ensuring complete hydrological independence. No surface climate disasters, acid rains, or biological pandemics can affect this deep earth food supply. This is not a commercial farming enterprise designed to generate trade profits on the surface. It is a highly calculated monopoly on automated, sovereign self-preservation. By decoupling from the surface biosphere, absolute capital achieves biological immortality, protecting its genetic lineage from the decay of the external planetary ecosystem. Chapter 5: The Sub-Lithic Neo-Feudal Reality. The establishment of the sub-crustal enclave creates the ultimate, physical division of human society. A barrier built not just on legal status, wealth, or digital networks, but on geological altitude. The general public is condemned to remain on the increasingly toxic, hyper-taxed, and surveilled surface, trapped within an energy-starved civilization, monitored by state drones and digital surveillance grids, while the 0.1% secure their lineage deep within the immortal core of the planet, completely immune to the chaos of surface wars, economic collapses, and ecological degradation. They have successfully decoupled from the shared geographical and biological fate of the human species. The political and philosophical implications of this geological divide are profoundly clear. When absolute wealth owns its own geothermal energy, water aquifers, and subterranean food factories, the elite no longer require a cooperative, working public society to generate or protect their legacy. Power becomes permanently disconnected from the consent of the earthly, surface-bound population. The exit portals of these lithic fortresses are already fully constructed, operational, and silently humming. Their locations are completely deleted from public maps and protected by unbribable automated defenses. The age of the modern, surface-bound nation-state is drawing to its final, quiet close, replaced by an unyielding, subterranean matrix of private, sovereign deep earth empires. Subscribe to future Prism Lab for the hidden thermodynamic mechanics of wealth.